Don't want to let it. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the custom card reviews. I made two videos of the customs deck, or like the decks, basically, like deck review thing. And I got to thinking, what archetype do I need to make? So it dawned on me, like a shooting star hitting the land, like shooting star. So then I ended up creating this archetype called the Starland. It's a custom Starland where, let me go into a backstory just a little bit before we get into the. So, Starland is a kingdom, made up kingdom, and there's these knights that protect the kingdom from falling into wrong hands. And plus, people go to there to, like, grant their wish. And it happens. Basically like a wishing well, but So, so there's Crystal, was in charge of the Holy Knights. And, she was the leader of the bunch. And she has more battle experience. Plus, the Starlands gave her the powers to revive herself for basically no cost. She's a immortal warrior. Her brother, Bane, Knight of the Starlands, was also grant immunity, but I almost said he basically like SHE. So he works under his own sister until he gets promoted to Noble Knights. But he's also immortal because of the Starland. So then they came out of these eggs before, and they also had enemies that are like these egg-shaped creatures that shoot rockets as their allies, basically. And I haven't made a like the enemy of them. So but one day during one of the ritual things was that Zuko, or no, so Crystal was like looking around, and some people didn't realize, or one of the people made a bad wish, and they wished to have a sword that can never be broken, like overpowered sword. And they got the sword that can never be killed by, so, basically, so in order to Oh. So that's why when the person, hold on, sorry about that. Yeah. So, who, Crystal Noble Nine took the opportunity because of her, or because she knows that it is too, like, for anyone. So she took the blade, but somehow the blade ended up giving her a chance, like a fighting chance, as the blade chose her. That's why she's a dark attribute one. So then her brother, sees this corrupted aura forming around his sister. So, yeah. So he's still thinking about how to remove that sword from his sister, because he could tell that the sword is bonded with his sister. So, because she's acting completely different. So, one day, when they were on patrol, and she basically was as she, like, got so corrupted that she was about to kill one of the worshippers, as the Bane caught the sword before and yanked it out of her hands, as he says, as he grabs the blade part, as he looks at it and tells the blade to as the only person that can break the sword was him. Yeah. So he broke the sword with just his willpower. And it was impossible to break the almighty sword into fragments, as he gave the pieces to the big rocket, hit one of his allies to, like, destroy it. That's why his effect is, like, pay 500 life points. Or like, yeah, you pay 500 life points to destroy all cards. So it's basically destroying the swords. Like, bam, 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 bam. Yeah. And they agree to not allow anyone to make that same wish again, as his sister regained consciousness. As her battle wounds when she was just used to be a normal knight, her battle wounds that were deep cuts and fatal actually healed after the sword broke. That's why the sword's effect is basically says if this card is in your graveyard or shuffle, or if this card is in your graveyard, you can't, or you shuffle this card into the deck, draw 4 cards from the top of your deck. Yeah. Or one of the, actually, if the equipped monster gets attacked, so basically, that's why. So let's do like a whole start of this archetype. So the Bane, the Knight of the Starlands, is a light level 4 Beast Warrior effect monster with 0 attack, 100 defense. He's more of the defense guy. He's more like a shield. Walking, talking shield. His effect is basically similar to a anime card. I forget the anime cards. It was similar to this one right here. It's similar to this one, where once it gets destroyed, it comes right back to the field. So, yeah. So, I'll just read it. If this card is destroyed by battle or by card effects, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. If you use this effect this turn, skip your next draw phase. Gain 1,000 attack points times the number of times that it was special summoned by its own effect. So, in a quick effect, you can return this card to its original value, basically 0. And your opponent loses life points equal to the change amount of during the end phase. If this card was destroyed this turn, you draw 2 cards from 2 cards for each monster your opponent controls. So if your opponent had 5 monsters, you would have drawn 10 cards. And then this card gains 1,000 attack for each draw on card. You take no battle damage from battles evolving. So yeah, this card is basically So then its sister, Crystal, Noble Knight of the Starland. She's a dark level 4 warrior effect monster. She's basically has a similar effect, but I'll just go over it. If this card is destroyed by battle or by card effects, you can special summon it from your graveyard. If you use this effect for this turn, skip your next draw phase. Gain 2,000 attack times the amount of times this card was special summoned by its own effect. Quick effect. You can return this card's attack points to original value, and then it's 0, and then your opponent loses life points equal, So then during the end phase. And if this card was destroyed this turn, draw 2 cards Then this card gains 2,000 attack for each drawn card. If your opponent activates a card effect or declares an attack, this card is in your deck or graveyard or hand, you can banish this. No, wait. To the banish zone. Negate that card effect or attack instead, and then shuffle it into the owner's deck. If this card is in your banish zone, you can shuffle all cards from your graveyard and hand into your deck. Special summon this card to your field in attack mode. You take no damage from battles involving this card. So, yeah, this card is basically, once it's banished, you can bring it back by shuffling all cards. Yeah. Then we got the egg of the Starlands. I should have started this archetype off with this, but oh well. If this card is normal, you can't, or like it's supposed to say normal summon, but I was being lazy. So, yeah. You can shuffle this card into the deck. Special summon one Starland monster from anywhere except this card to your field. To your field in attack mode. But its attack points become double the attack or no, actually gets set to 5,000 attack points. So basically, this one will probably get 500, or this one. So then, if this card's effects are negated, you can select one monster from anywhere except this card, special summon it to your field in defense mode. But it can't not be destroyed by battle or duel or by card effects. If this card is sent to the grave or banished zone, you can shuffle this card into the deck. Add 2 spells/trap cards from anywhere to your hand. If it does, then skip your opponent's battle phase until the next turn. You take no damage from battles involving this card. So it has 0 defense and 0 attack. Yeah, so then this one, Egghead, battle big rockets of the Starland. It's a light level 4 machine effect monster. This card can't be normal, summon, or set. And it's a level 12. I changed it, and I even changed the attack points to 4,000. So, yeah. So now its effect is this card can't be normal summon or special summon, or this card can't be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned by shuffling all cards from your graveyard and banish zone and hand into the deck. If this card is special summoned this way, you can pay 1,000 life points, inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to this card's attack points. If it does, then the damage is doubled until the end of this turn. So it's basically 1 card combo. 1 card kill thing. Yeah. So then, if yeah, so it says damage, so it means like effect damage too. So I don't know how I word it properly. So until the end of this turn, this card's effects cannot be negated by card effects and can't be chained by card effects. Once per turn during either player's turns, you can pay 500 life points, destroy all cards from the field except this card. If it does, then inflict 500 damage to your opponent's life points, or each card that destroyed by this effect. If this card is sent to the grave or banish zone, you can shuffle this card into the deck. Add 3 cards from your that mentions Starlands from anywhere except this card to your hand. Then, if it does, then the next 3 turns of your opponent are skipped. So it's basically skip basically your opponent once, your opponent's 2, and then 3 will go right to you. So yeah, you can do like make your big boy plays. Yeah. So then we got a sword that I was mentioning. Sword of the Starlands. So it's basically like so, and plus in the card artwork that you see is a mini version of the egg of the Starland in its entire card. If this card is equipped to a Starland monster and it gains 2,000 attack points and defense, and for each card from either player's graveyards, once per turn during either player's turn, you can select one card from the field, except the equipped monster, shuffle it into the owner's deck. You're basically beheading them. And then and then if it does, then the equipped monster, I know it says this card loses 100 attack, but it's supposed to be the equipped monsters. If the equipped monster gets attacked by a card or by a monster, you can shovel this card into the deck instead. You gain so basically, and because you want like these two to be destroyed. And so then so then plus if this card was equipped to like her, like the story goes, but before you could had this one to bring her out, then use the spell card to boost her attack points. Means for each card in the graveyard. So basically, yeah. So yeah. So So, and then its last effect is if this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle this card, draw 4 cards from the top of your deck to your hand. So basically, it's like 2 pot of greed rolled into it, 1. So, by just shuffling it, it's basically all these cards, some of them can be shuffled into the deck to be brought out. Because you don't need... It's kind of like Recycle Beast of the EXU / a Yu-Gi-Oh! That one, or that here. Let me show you. By this one. And right here. No. So, yeah. So so his archetype, so that person's archetype inspired me to make this archetype because this archetype was born from the Seal of Alcalcos. From the anime one, where because it has a specific monster that, like, once it's destroyed, it comes back to life over and over and over again. So, yeah. But some of these cards have, like, negations. Like, you can, if your opponent, like, activates a card effect or declares an attack while this card is in your deck or graveyard or a hand to the banner zone, negate that card effect, and, yeah, all that stuff. Because, and if you equip this card to her brother, Bane, Hane, it can be, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, if you guys don't mind, this archetype is cool. Trust me. There's only one spell, so he created. There will be one more spell, or it's a field spell, and one trap card, or two trap cards for it. So, now, excuse me, I looked at, and please, turn on your notifications so that you can't miss the upload of videos. And now, if I had to give this deck the rate, or if okay, if I had to give this archetype a rating of power scale, because both of them, because the Bane and her, or his sister, almost has the similar effect, but this one trains harder, so it's, yeah. Special summons that one and that one. So, like, both of them can be summoned by their own effects and basically summons, yeah. And then this one is like basically a bringer, like Monster Reborn, or like to bring out certain monsters to your field. Then we got the Egghead that basically inflicts, like, is basically a one card combo. Basically, it inflicts like 800 damage to your opponent. No, not 800. 8,000 damage to your opponent. So basically, you instantly win the duel. Well, if you bring this card out. This card is like one card combo. Yeah. So then we got the Sword of the... Yeah, this one only can be equipped to like this and this, or anyone that has Starlight or Starlands on its, yeah. Because, yeah. So if you guys want me to do a custom, like, field zone where, yeah. Because in order to bring out these two cards, is by just normal summoning them. And then they can be special summoned back. Or can be special summoned by this one. By distributing, like, both of these. Or shuffling all cards from... Yeah, so, yeah. Look at that face. Yeah, so... If you guys want me to do who is, like, Uh, because he is a big boss monster of the archetype, followed by the egg of the Starland, and the, of course, the noble knight of the, yeah. So, peace out, y'all. Have a good day.